Okay, this is one I've had to think about a lot. Dr. Manhattan versus Silver Surfer. Now, if you know the Silver Surfer, he of course is the best known Herald of Galactus. And probably one of the most unique characters to have been done during the alliteration era. It's like, this guy is a silver guy on a surfboard in space. Only in comics could you have a character taken seriously who is a surfer, who is silver, who is in space, and probably one of the most powerful heroes in the Marvel Comics universe. First you have Dr. Manhattan, who was a human who essentially became disassociated on a quantum level, came back, and became one of the most bizarre, unique, and enigmatic characters to ever be seen on film. I will say again, I'm glad Watchmen was not in 3D because I saw it in IMAX at Navy Pier. So you have one guy who is a scientist who, to save his planet, kind of ascended into godhood, but still has his morals and is still relatively human. The other side, you have a scientist who accidentally attains godhood, has lost the majority of his moral compass, and is like, oh, this is what it's like to pretty much be a god. I will learn things and do things till I get bored, then I will learn and do new things. Both characters have skill sets that are... both of them literally can do anything. This is going to be a pretty unique fight. As always, I do my 9 criteria: intelligence, findability, strength, speed, durability, invulnerability, energy projection, versatility, and X factor. So we're getting into this. Intelligence. This one I have to give Dr. Manhattan, because if nothing else, when he attained to godhood, he's even mentioned that he's watching the past, the present, and the future all simultaneously. So for him, time isn't linear. He's observing the past, the present, and the future of whatever he feels like observing. He's observing this massive amount of information, and he's able to actually do a pretty good job when it comes to the ability of processing it. That's very impressive. I know Silver Surfer can see into the future, but I don't think he's seen into the future, present, and past simultaneously. Findability. Man, I really don't recall Dr. Manhattan never even remotely throwing a punch. Where Silver Surfer actually has done some decent amount of fisticuffs when he's had power dampeners on. Strength. You know, both of them have superhuman strength. However, you actually get to see more of it from the Silver Surfer. Speed. This is a unique one. Dr. Manhattan can teleport anywhere he wants to go. He just kind of needs to know where it's at, and he's there. I don't want to look at teleporting to speed. Yes, it is ability to go from one location to another location over a short distance of time, which one could actually do the mathematical calculation to say he technically does have speed, but, you know, we got someone else who can essentially travel through wormholes and create his own wormholes and warp through different dimensions. Again, could Manhattan do that? Potentially. It's not like somebody wrote a lot of Dr. Manhattan stories. He's got a very, very limited amount of books to really glean information from. Durability. You know, neither one of these guys require food or any sort of external things to keep them going. I'm going to give the edge here to Manhattan, because for anything else, he essentially is an immortal. He is living energy. Cannot be created or destroyed. You know, we see him get disassociated, pulls back together again. He can make multiple copies of himself. At any point in time, you can defeat the one you're facing. Doesn't matter, there's another version of him someplace else. He is a true immortal being. Invulnerability. I think of this one as Surfer. Surfer, because the skin that he's got covering his body, essentially is a portion of the power cosmic, is ridiculously resilient. Where you've got somebody who pretty much is a new dude made of energy. Yes, he can adjust his density, so can Silver Surfer. The Silver Surfer has a much more higher natural level of vulnerability, plus he has very, very good force fields. He's thrown up a lot of them. Again, could Manhattan possibly do this? Yeah, he just doesn't have a lot of stories. Energy projection, what is their raw capabilities? This would be one of the few times I'm not going to give it to Surfer. Manhatan is mentioned if you want to create a galaxy. You can create a galaxy, you could probably create a universe if you felt like it. What gives him the advantage in that is he'll do it without the constraints of human morality. It's like for versatility. I'm also going to give that to Manhatan. Even though both these guys are energy manipulators, matter manipulators, I'm also getting someone who can control their own height, make duplicates of themselves. There's just a few more things that we've seen Manhatan do. I mean, they both have almost identical skills. They can do whatever they want to. But Surfer's never made clones of himself. Now, I have to give that edge and versatility pretty much to Dr. Manhatan against the fact that he won't be burdened, again, by human morality. Essentially, they're the exact same character, pretty much. Just if Norrin had no morality and didn't care and lost all of his human side, he'd be a lot like Dr. Manhatan. Remember Dr. Manhatan decided, look, well, I'm going to show you what my life is like. Teleports, Silk Spectre 2, and I was like, oh, that's right, you need air. You now have air. I forgot about that. So he attained a level of godhood, and I was like, humans are kind of like ants. I'm the guy who's controlling the guy who controls the ant farm. I'm so far disposed. Another indication. We'll see both of them are witnessing a guy with a gun go after a child. Surfer is going to try to save the girl or get rid of the gun. Dr. Manhattan's going to be like, the man is the threat. Boop. You're nothing. So, Surfer, save the girl, remove the gun, the immediate threat. Dr. Manhatan, remove the guy, the immediate threat. Both get the job done, but one is going to be thinking about people and the more long-term consequences. The other is going to be like, point A, point B. So now it comes down to X Factor. They're tied up. They are up 4-4. X Factor. I'm going to give this one to Silver Surfer. The main reason being is that even though these two are ridiculously evenly matched, Surfer has had a lot more issues. We have a lot greater understanding of what is it he can do. He also wields the power cosmic, which is something that is currently outside of the wheelhouse of Dr. Manhatan. Dr. Manhatan can control a tremendous amount of energy. Could he potentially control the power cosmic? He potentially could. But he's taking on someone who's got such a fine level of control with it. Someone who disassociate energy-based being, sure he can bring us back together again. But I think Surfer has shown over his 60, 70 years worth of comics, there's a tremendous amount more that we have of knowledge on him. So I kind of have to go with, do you go with the devil you know or the devil you don't know? I'm going to go with the devil that I know in this one, and that's going to be Silver Surfer. Manhatan is going to be a tall order for him, predominantly because he's going to have to destroy Manhatan. And then hope that the Manhatan he destroyed was just an energy duplicate that was made to find out what was going on in the Marvel Universe. So he could still be existing someplace else. He'll just know, that's what happened if I fight him. So I knew it was going to happen anyways. What I want to know what the universe was like. It's pointless. Oh, so he doesn't go there. He's going to go someplace else. So it all comes down to there's so much more that we've seen Silver Surfer do. We actually know a greater extent of his powers. We know what he can do, what he can survive, what he's capable of doing, what the power cosmic can do with the portion that he wields. There's just a much greater level of knowledge and depth of what Silver Surfer can do, which we really don't have with Manhatan, since you've got, 12 issues proper